Welcome in, everybody, to Fantasy Pros MLB. This is Leading Off Live, brought to you by PrizePicks. Sign up for PrizePicks today and use that promo code Leading Off when you do. It's me, Joey P, Joe Pizzapia, back from the weekend. That, of course, is the Welsh. The hair only gets better, it seems like, as the days go by for the Welsh. And Welsh, we're closing in on 14,000 subs, which means the mustaches are going to have to start to get ready. I see you're growing the beard out a little bit, too.
Well,
and, go ahead. No, go.
Oh, no, I was just going to say, the wife made the comment today as I did the hair, and she looked over. She's like, you got to shave. And I wanted to tell her, be like, kind of trying to hold out, because if we get to 14K, I'm trying to build this out so we can get a glorious, wonderful mustache. But this may be gone tomorrow. I don't know how close we are. I don't know.
We're at 13.8. So if you haven't subscribed already to Fantasy Pros MLB, please subscribe, because that makes us happy when you do. But we are very, very close right now. So here's the thing. We don't have to do it the next day. Like, not everybody can grow a mustache the next day. Like,
we could start the growing process.
Right. Like, we'll set a date so everybody can be there for the show, and we'll tell everybody
for the mustache ride.
Well, right, exactly. That's exactly what we'll call it. Of course, that won't offend anybody. And I think that's what we'll do. We'll set a date. We'll make it a big thing. And that way everybody has time to grow set appropriate mustaches that they like, that they want to display here on the program. And look, at Peanuts and the Cracker Jacks, you can, jump in there as well. We're all
that's a great idea. We're gonna make a mustache room in the Discord that you guys can get if you sign up on That's why you sign up for Fantasy Pros, so you guys can get in on the mustache room, and we can share pictures of our mustaches.
Yeah. BT says that Joe shaved 30 minutes ago, and that may or may not be true. Just saying. All right, let's get to the action from MLB for the weekend. And let's start with Nolan Jones, my dude. He was in our waiver wire video here a couple weeks ago on the program before he got called up even. Said go out and pick this guy up. He had a 472 walk-off homer yesterday. Not too shabby. Rockies get a victory there. Nolan Jones has got some power. He had another home run over the weekend as well. I had added him in my league before I did the waiver wire video, which is why I said, let's add this guy now. Let's be proactive. Great job by him. Elly De La Cruz, 2 for 3 with an RBI. He had 2 walks and a steal on Sunday, so he continues to look good. These are 2 young players here. Let's talk about De La Cruz, and let's talk about Nolan Jones.
Yeah, let's start with actually Nolan Jones. Like, Nolan Jones is fun. Back when he was with the Guardians, really good OBP player. I still say he's just a better OBP player. The problem is like that 360 average is not sustainable for him. He's always hit the ball really hard there. I mean, that was the excitement when he went to Colorado. It was like, holy crap, it's like 30 plus home run potential if he starts to work out. Things are working out right now. Don't love 31% strikeout rate. I don't think he's going to hit for high average. I think this is like a 250 guy, but he's going right now. So as always, we can pick apart the things. Do I believe in Nolan Jones all year? I personally kind of don't, but write it out. Write it out right now because he's playing well. But Elly De La Cruz,
Colorado too. I mean,
that's why.
McMahon in the last 2 weeks he's been on fire. McMahon the last 2 weeks, if you look at the stats, unbelievable. So the Rockies pulling themselves out of the tailspin of what the season's been. They were going to be a little bit better at some point. They've been bad, but Nolan Jones, like you said, you look at the PCL numbers and they're always going to be inflated because it's PCL, but at the same time, he's playing in Colorado half his game. So you can live with the inflation of PCL numbers to a guy who plays for the Rockies. I always say that.
Yeah, and corner outfielder, Profar's making it work right now. So Nolan Jones can make it work. There's some offensive thing there. So Elly De La Cruz. Elly is everything that we hyped him up to be. I little nervous last week with all the hey, he's a top this shortstop, and you guys were going to freak out and get all up in arms and everything. But so far, I think it's lived up to all expectations and more. But I will tell you,
I don't like the
I may or may not bring up Elly De La Cruz in this week's trade video that's going to be dropping tomorrow, only because of this. I only want to throw this out. Almost 40% strikeout rate. And is his value any higher right now? And here's the other thing.
You're talking in redraft, just to be sure.
Redraft. Right? Dynasty, we're not having this conversation with Elly. But my only thing
I just want to say that because the lunatics out there. They're going, what is he doing? I don't understand. He told me to pick up this guy, and now I trade him.
I still believe that he can be upward. That is exactly how they're like, I don't know what I still believe that he could be upwards of a top 5 shortstop for this year. But Joe and I and other people I've been tagged in, I have seen some wild ass trades, some wild trade off.
Really?
Oh, I've seen.
What have you seen out in the streets, on the Twitter, on the fantasy baseball
I have
Twitter
seen
streets?
people
What's
like
going on?
they're like, should I trade Elly for this? And this is like Manny Machado is involved in the trade, and it's not giving up much more. And
I
they're
saw that
getting more
one. I was
things. Yeah.
tagging that one.
Manny Machado is up in there. Austin Riley is up in there. High end Spencer Strider. I mean, you're seeing huge pieces that people are trying to get Elly, that I think it's worth considering looking, because like Elly's got a 600 BABIP. Elly has a almost 40% strikeout rate.
That's not sustainable. The 600 BABIP.
Just throwing it out here, but even I don't want to be all negative because I was all positive. I just think it's worth looking because there is a whole lot of value out there that maybe someone wants to get bonkers with it, and I'm looking for someone that wants to get dirty. So that's all that I'm saying with Elly is sometimes great players still be capitalized on in fantasy to bring out a huge return. So that's my big consideration.
That's Welsh, always looking to get dirty. Razor says, by the way, his So Rare card for Elly De La Cruz is up to like $600 value right now.
Oh, which one? I mean, because there's
the limited edition
one out there.
I think there's the limited So Rare cards. I don't know which one that was specifically, but to Welsh's point, I agree. This is peak, and every young player, no matter how good, is going to have peaks and valleys. And the Reds have been surprisingly good over their last 40 games too, kind of sneaky good after a very slow start to the season. That Central Division is far from anybody really pulling away. It's like the gang that can't shoot straight. Like they all just kind of beating themselves constantly. So the Reds might have something fun going on and cooking. But to Welsh's point, when you have big time stars coming your other way in a redraft league for Elly De La Cruz, it's something to really consider and kick the tires on what the value is, because it might surprise you.
And the big thing is more like when you get one of those offers where you look around and you're like, I have to do this, right? Like that's the type of offer, not a should I do this type of trade. Because you guys will, and it's all cool. I love seeing all your offers and stuff like that. You guys send it out and you send out and you're like, hey, what do you think about this? I bet you I don't like it. But if you're like, I have to do this, right? That's probably the type of trade that you want to be looking at for Elly. I just think you might be able to bolster your team rest of season in multiple spots, but this isn't about getting like Thairo Estrada and Bryce Miller in a trade. This is about getting elite of elite.
This is about getting top tier first, second round talent guys. And if that's the case, then you make that trade. But the other point about De La Cruz, now we'll move on to the other things too, because there's been a lot of time on this, but it does, it does beg to recall to everybody out there that there's going to be adjustment periods that they're going to find holes. He's a kid. They're going to find some of the deficiencies in his game, and they're going
to. He already has a 37% strikeout.
Right,
it's only
exactly.
5 games, but he's striking out a decent amount too.
Right. Yeah.
All right. I hate it. I hate it because I know he's exciting. I've been excited. I'm still excited. It's just the only reason that's pushed it is the amount of insane trades that are going the way. And this is one of the few in the last thing. This is one of the few things and guys that you've seen that their value has peaked closely off of the call up. The call up is usually the big time. Everyone gets excited. That's the best trade point, but it's gone to 2 extra levels with that homer and the stolen bases. And I'm the fastest man on the planet. Just give her a peek, and then don't be afraid to, reject when they send stupid offers. Move on and keep your Elly.
Right.
And,
of course.
Go home. You're happy.
Yes. Jorge Soler went home happy. 2 more homers for him. I keep saying to trade him, though. I don't care. Like, this is another guy, too. I just say trade Jorge Soler. The bottom's dropping out at some point. He might keep this up all the way to the All-Star break, but I'm telling you, at some point, it's got to give.
I think he's Bieber, the number 1 hitter, by the way, against lefties. I was looking last night in the betting side of this. You can, go look at splits versus, and I was looking at, I'm going to just pull it up just real quick and we can move on. I thought from a homer perspective, he has the he's tied with him and Freddie Freeman have the most homers against lefties on the year. He's hitting .333 with 9 homers against lefties. It is him, Freddie Freeman, and you know what? I know what's weird? Kyle Schwarber, 2 lefties. 2 of the 3 are lefties against lefty crime with power.
Schwarber fast. Yeah. By the way, Schwarber's so hot, he blew up that road on I-95 over outside Philadelphia. That's how hot the Schwarbs is right now. Shane Bieber also hot. He is now 5-3 after 7 shutout innings, 9 strikeouts in that contest. He is now at 3.29 ERA. All right, so let's
Nope.
pick a spot here for Shane
Other
Bieber.
one.
Shane, what do you mean other
Oh,
one?
I thought you were
No,
going to do a trade. Would you want this guy or Shane Bieber, the other guy? But
no,
okay,
I know
we're
that.
trading him.
Prediction instead. Where's
Okay.
Shane Bieber July 31st?
Oh, are you giving me options or we're just
Yeah,
picking
well,
a
I'm
team?
giving you all the options.
You know who could use him? A team like the Diamondbacks. The Diamondbacks rotation has got some questions in bullpen. I think the Reds, if they wanted to compete, should be aggressive. The Mariners would make a ton of sense as well.
Mariners make
Those
a
are
ton of
three
sense,
teams
too.
that pop, but I think anybody. The only reason, by the way, the Reds is the Guardians and Reds share a complex, and sometimes there's intertrade working that's easy on that front. But I don't know. I think the Mariners and Diamondbacks are two of those like
Baseball's no
younger
different
teams.
than your fantasy league in that regard, everybody. Like, you have relationships with people in your league that are
Oh
better than
yeah,
other people in your league, and you're going to make trades with those people because you communicate better with them most of the time. So that's one of those things. People think that that's an overrated thing. It is not. This is
no.
what happens after those games. They go out, they have dinner together, they hit the bar and stuff like that. They go play golf together. It's easier to make deals with those people. Jay Jackson, by the way, has a great question here. We got to get this one in. I got an offer of Jordan for De La Cruz, with Jordan being out for 4 to 6 weeks. Is this a good idea or bad idea? I say a bad idea. For 4 to 6 weeks is a long time at this juncture in the season. If it was 2 to 3, maybe, but 4 to 6, again, if it's on that longer time frame and he has a re-injury or something like that's always possible. I don't know, Welsh. This is a tough sell for me. I'd love to get Alvarez, but I don't know. What do you think? I say no.
Nah, I'm nah. Like I love the idea. This is exactly what I'm talking about. Again, trying to reiterate one last
Mhm.
time. Like it's not about selling, get
But this
out
is
from
such a
Ellie.
negative attachment because
I
you're
just don't
trading
want
him for
injured
nothing.
guys. Nah, I just want
You're
to trade
trading
for
him for
injured.
6 weeks of nothing.
Yeah,
That's
but
that's
also
a
just
bad
don't.
trade.
Yeah, and I don't want like what if something happens? Like I don't want something to
Mhm.
rehappen. I mean, this is you could do much better than that, dude. Ellie went for 995 of 1,000 fab budget this week. On average, around 400 when people don't have money left. They spent every dollar they could in NFBC. It's a hot name. Jordan is fun, but 6 weeks of injured time, that don't do it for me. And he was injured
Well,
prior to the season. You remember I got value on him because he was injured. He's injured again. So you know what? More and more, no, sir.
I don't know how he was still available in any league this past weekend. Like, I don't even know
Well,
how that
if he
happens.
wasn't drafted in NFBC, he had to be put back in the pool. Like my NFBC league, he was drafted and then cut, and I got him 2 weeks ago for $40.
Oh,
But now he was
nice.
thrown into the pool, and
Mhm.
people were just unloading every single dollar that they had. Just crazy money on Ellie.
Well, I mean, it's what you should do. Corbin
Yeah.
Carroll's also crazy. 3 for 5 with a double, a triple, scored twice. I mean, he also works at the flower shop. He's unbelievable. Corey Seager over the weekend, too, had a 5 for 5 game with a homer, a double, 4 RBI. So he is back with a vengeance. And the Texas Rangers are still at the top of that NL West, baby. And I think, dare I say, the Astros are in trouble right now. They don't have
Yeah.
one player on their roster with an OPS over 800, not named Jordan Alvarez.
You were
Not
actually
Kyle
on this.
Tucker, not Jose Altuve, not mid Alex Bregman, none of those guys. This is a problem for them. And with the 2 guys out of the back of the rotation right now, I think the Astros are in a bind for the next 6 weeks. This is going to be a real interesting test.
Another great place for Bieber if they wanted to make a
Yeah.
move and they wanted to push out. I think that'd be great. You were on this a couple weeks ago that this was a really sneaky team to in the betting world. If you guys like to do any like that, like to kind of attack the Astros, and you were completely right. And even with Jordan at the time, and now it looks so much worse. Yeah, they're in trouble. They don't have a ton of offensive help in the minors. Justin Durden, I've kind of talked about a couple times. That's about it. So I also don't know really how they make the moves. I got some lower end guys. I don't know how they would make that move for a guy like Bieber, but that's also probably not everything they need. We're talking about their offense. It's not just their pitching, and Lance McCullers never going. They are in some trouble.
They are. And Texas is really good. More to come on that a little bit later. We're going to have some more Texas conversations.
Look at all these. Look at all these Corbin Carroll. They just make me so happy. I love Corbin Carroll tweet. I love when you guys tweet at me about Corbin. It makes my heart just flutter, and
it's like the Grinch. It just swells, grows 2 sizes every single time you mention
like
Corbin Carroll.
It's like this on Sunday. I see some mean comment, and then everyone's like, Corbin Carroll, Welsh, Corbin Carroll, and then it just raises, and I'm like a who? I'm no longer.
Well, I mean, in all fairness, we were holding hands on the Corbin Carroll thing. We were all very excited about Corbin Carroll here. And you know what? It feels good because the thing that I'm most pleased, if we're going to pat ourselves in the back, and we will for a second here, and then we'll move on, is the power. Because all those morons who kept saying you wouldn't hit for power. It's like when people told me Francisco Lindor wouldn't hit for power, or Jose Altuve wouldn't hit for power. I was like, what are you watching? Of course they're going to hit for power. Just because they're smaller guys. I mean, that's such a stupid,
The only thing I'm
idiotic.
sad about, I talked about it for almost a year and I never did it, was I wanted to do a comp back when Carroll was in the minors. I wanted to look at Mookie Betts versus Corbin Carroll because that was a comp I was throwing out there to when you want to look at like body size and contact. And I felt like that was always the right level. And then it looks like that is exactly the point. That is exactly right. Welsh's hair grows 3 sizes when he hears about Corbin Carroll. That's 100% right.
All right, let's do the rookie lookie. Gunnar Henderson, our little Gunny, all grown up. Gunnar Henderson, 3 for 5, 3-run homer, starting to pull himself out of it. Guess what? Our boy Edouard Julien is back up again. I just feel bad for the guy because, this is the kind of player you just need to leave him alone and let him play for a season. I think he'll figure it out. But there's up and downs no good.
He's like the Edward Olivares from last year, where he would come up and come down. He's been sent down more than any other player. By the way,
and Polanco is out again, as we all said he would be. I mean, it's just crazy.
I'm very much in on Gunnar's rebound. This was I definitely have, hand up. I would say I absolutely at points said like you could cut Gunnar, but if you listen, also said like I don't want to. Like the bounce is going to happen, but it is tough to battle through 2 months. Like Godspeed to anybody that was able to roster and manage 2 months of that garbage that he had. But like this turnaround is real, so much so he may or may not be in my conversation in the trade video because he's had 4 homers in June so far. He is pulling the ball stronger, making better contact, and that strikeout rate, which was over 30%, 20% over the last couple weeks. So, I mean, he has really bounced back. Gunnar Henderson is a definite buy right now. I am in.
I'll say this too. I see a lot of people talking about rookie of the year for Corbin Carroll and Elly De La Cruz now starting to rocket up that
also
board.
MVP.
Yes, and the Corbin Carroll MVP talk. I mean, we can push pause on that. I mean, they've got a long way to go before that becomes interesting to me. I don't think it's investable quite yet. But if Elly De La Cruz has a really good month and that number on Carroll comes back, bet the Carroll number again. Don't bet the Elly De La Cruz number.
Do I still agree.
That's how you go and do this.
Didn't we talk about this last week? Like 2 days into Elly being up, Elly had moved to like 3.5 to 1, which was so silly. This weekend happened, and Carroll is aggressive under money. He's aggressive like minus money right now.
Here, Freddie Dinger. I've already invested in this, Freddie. There's a special going on. I know FD has it. Rookie of the year for Carroll and Zach Gallen, Cy Young plus 380. I did that about 2 weeks ago. It was a higher number, I think.
Gallen's going through a thing. Bogman texted me this yesterday, and he's like, something's going on with Gallen. Gallen is going through a little bit of a thing right now. I believe in him long term. I don't know. That's
plenty of
fine.
Time.
Yeah, 380 for both of them.
It's a good number. Yeah. Joe Adell got sent back to AAA as you predicted. So Renfroe came back. Joe Adell goes down. But look, at least he made an impact, a positive experience. I do think Joe Adell might still contribute this year at some point. Not for the Angels, but
to the AAA. Oh, to the Bees.
I don't know. We'll see. I don't know. Maybe.
Oh, you think he could get traded?
I think, I think so. I think I could see that. Also, we got to talk about this because over the weekend, Dodgers prospect Emmet Sheehan got promoted from AA to AAA. Right now, the 23-year-old has a 1.86 ERA. Welsh. 88 strikeouts in 53 innings and 23 walks. He is getting real close to promotion time. He's going to be in the waiver wire video this week. Spoiler alert.
Oh yeah.
I picked him up weeks ago, just stashed him for $1 on my bench. And that's a keeper situation where you can keep 8 people too on salaries. So if he comes up and he performs, he's a buck pitcher next year. He could be really good.
He's been one of my favorites all year. If you guys have heard me, I don't know if I've talked about him here on FantasyPros a ton, highest K percentage in the minor leagues. K minus walk percentage is there. He has been a freaking monster in how he has pounded the zone. And you look at that team with the struggles they've had with like Groove and Stone that I think they're just setting him to get up there. That AFL prep is one of those things that can push these guys up. Come on. And Landon Knack, too, also got called up. Dodgers just have a plethora of great arms, but Emmet Sheehan is the next big strikeout guy. So he comes up. I agree with you. If he's up, I want him. So if you have the wherewithal to like make a preemptive ad, I'm all about Sheehan. But I do think they're going to want like a couple starts out of him.
He sounds like an old-timey sheriff from one of those Wild
Emmet
West
Sheehan.
movies.
Hello, Sheriff Sheehan.
I'm Sheriff Sheehan. Emmet Sheehan's the name. Now, you boys don't cause no trouble in this town.
Have you ever met an Emmet?
No.
I've
I have
never
not.
met an Emmet. It's a very
Not to my
unique
knowledge.
name.
It
Nope.
is a unique name.
And
I've
it's not
seen a
spelled
couple.
like
I
Emmitt
don't
Smith
know.
either. There's the E's in it. So I don't know.
There you go. There you go. Andres Jimenez was pulled from Sunday's game. Left leg tightness, so he can't catch a break this year. Alec Boehm was activated. Brandon Belt didn't take too long in the season for him to have something tightness in his left hamstring. Keep an eye on that. Speaking of legs, Eloy Jimenez didn't see him all weekend. Ugh, terrible, the worst. We'll see if he's back this week. Royals put Vinny Pasquantino on the 10-day IL with a right shoulder instability. That doesn't sound good at all, Welsh. That sounds really
instability in general. Not good.
And also, this one's really depressing. I hate to be a bummer here, but the White Sox put Liam Hendricks on the 15-day IL with right elbow inflammation. So this just sucks because he fought his way back from the cancer and then came back, and now the elbow inflammation. So hopefully he's okay. It's just it's something they could treat with medication. That's not something worse because that would just be horrible. Andrew McCutchen, though, on a good note, did get his 2000th career hit. Congratulations to him. Andrew McCutchen, Hall of Famer. I say no. What say you?
Probably
Great player.
not, but I don't
think
I have a gauge anymore of like what is Hall of Fame. Like just in all sports, like players, they're like, this guy's a Hall of Fame. I'm like, really? Was he a Hall of Fame? Okay. I don't know. So
Wonky, by the way, knows a bunch of Emmets apparently. So it's a Midwestern thing. And speaking of Wonky's friends, I want everybody out there to know, go hit up the Wonky Penguin on the Twitter machine. She's got a GoFundMe up for her dear friend of hers. I contributed to it. I encourage all of you, if you give $5, $10, just something. A friend of hers going through a lot right now, stage 4 cancer, among some other things too. So if you can, you help out the Peanuts and Cracker Jacks. You're all good people. We know you are. So if you want to, again, go follow her on Twitter. The GoFundMe's there. If you want, I think we're going to post it in the YouTube video here in the comments below. I think it'll pin. Mike Mayer is good for something. He could do that.
Did she tweet that out, or did you retweet that? I don't think I
retweeted it, so you can find it on my timeline too. You could do all that.
So
all those good things. Do nice things. 3 up and 3 down. Blake Snell. The turnaround for Blake Snell the last couple of weeks are unbelievable. Like, he is the worst. I hate him. I'll never have him on my team. I know he does, but I just don't want to.
I was a month too early on him.
I want to live like this, Welsh. 12 strikeouts. I know. No, I don't want to do all this. I don't. No. Tario Estrada, very good for him. He had a pair of homers, and Zach Neto had a multi-homer game on Sunday. 3 down. You ready for the 3 down? Javi Baez, 0 for 4 3Ks. He's down to 217 at the batting average department. Alex Bregman, 0 for 4 3Ks. He's down to 246. Gossman, Gallen, and Gilbert, the 3 Gs, all gave up 5 or more earned runs yesterday too. So not the best day for them. So it's time to turn the page from the weekend to today. And we always like to do that with a little prize picking. So sign up today for PrizePicks, download the app, use that promo code PrizePicks, and you get 100% deposit match up to $100. I'm sorry, the promo code is leading off, not PrizePicks. That's stupid. Joe, you're an idiot. What's wrong with you? Why do you say stupid things? It's Monday, still kind of getting back on track here. Leading off, that's the promo code. One word, leading off, all in caps right in front of my face. Welsh, pick some prizes.
Sign up for leading off. Use the promo code.
Sign up for leading off with the promo code leading off, and you can get 100% of leading off up to $100 of leading off.
69%. There you go. All right, we're starting the week off with a haters ball.
Good. I like.
We should probably start the week off on a positive note, but I ain't doing that on a Monday because it's a Monday. So we are going straight up haters ball today. What does that mean? It's 3 under picks. We're going against it. So for your haters ball today, we are going with James Caprillion strikeouts 4.5 under. I think he's gone on over 5 or hit 5 only a couple times this year, and he's going up against the Rays. That's not going to be pretty. So we're going under strikeouts on Caprillion. Profar, assuming he plays. That's always a tricky thing. Is nice and as much as we love PrizePicks, they give us all these good options. Sometimes we don't have the roster set, so bear with it. We're going with Profar, hit, run, RBI 1.5 under, and Brandon Marsh, hit, run, RBI 1.5 under, going up against a lefty in Tommy Henry. So Caprillion under, Profar under, Marsh under, haters ball, hate.
Yeah, I'm just gonna shake it off. I'm wearing my Taylor Swift shirt today, by the way.
Let's see it.
Noticed it. The Taylor. Let's go. All right. So for me, I'm gonna go the other end. We're gonna go for the exciting upside things. And we're going to take a bunch of guys who can get you points here on the fantasy side. Corbin Carroll, 9 points, hitter fantasy score over. Trey Turner, 7.5, 7.5 over. So let's stay in that same game. And Luis Ariz, who can't be stopped just despite Welsh, 7.5, because he's going to have another 2 to 3 hits today. I'm sure he's a wonderful guy. I bet he has incredible manners. I bet he always leaves 25% tip. Luis Ariz,
player.
All right. So I'm going to keep this simple today from the wagering standpoint. Okay. We did a segment on Sunday on Sports Grid about splits. Some incredible splits this year. The Zach Eflin splits. He's 7-0 at home, right? 43 strikeouts in 43 innings, got a 0.8 whip at home. John Gray on the road has been great. And then there's Adolis Garcia, whose splits were really fascinating because on the road this year, he's hitting 235 with a 680 OPS. At home this year, he's hitting 312 with a 651 slugging percentage and a 1020 OPS. And wouldn't you know it, Welsh, he's at home today. There's a lot of ways to make money with Adolis Garcia. You could do the home run money line parlay, where you put the Rangers winning and Adolis hitting a home run. You get 4-1 on that. 430 are the odds you're getting on that. Or you could even throw in as well. You can't put all this together. You can do them separately. Adolis Garcia to hit a home run, to hit the first home run of the game today for $5, you win 50. I mean, come on. That's a fun little wager.
What is
Look
that
at the numbers at home.
again? Is it, what was it? Not a homer.
It's Adolis Garcia to hit the first home run of this game. So if he hits a home run, like I'm saying he's going to hit a home run today, and I'm all in on it. So I'm all in on all the props, you know, the over on the RBI, the total bases, blah, 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 blah. But you could also bet him to hit the first home run of the game. If he gets up in the first inning, goes yard, boom. Adolis Garcia gets you 5-1. Well, yeah, throw $5 on that bad boy. And say, you know, you're happy lad. You know, actually 10-1. What am I saying? It's almost 10-1 plus 850 you're getting on that one. It's a nice little, I mean, come on, let's go. Hey, you throw a 10 spot on there. Next thing you know, you just paid your cell phone bill for the month.
We better know what your home run call is already now off of this.
Oh, we know what it is. We all know what it is.
Right.
And Ethan's off this week, so no home run board for a couple of days. He'll be back later in the week.
Well,
so Welsh, I'm sure, probably maybe a good thing. But what also is always a great thing is so rare. You can go get your Elly De La Cruz cards. Again, fantasypros.com/collect. Go sign up for free today. And of course, it's fantasy baseball. It's cards. You know this already. You listen to the show every day. If you haven't tried it, go give it a shot. Check it out. This is a fun time, especially if you had a lot of injuries and you're throwing your hands up in your leagues. Here's a fun way to like interact with fantasy baseball in a different way. And then, of course, fantasypros.com/leading off league. You can join that as well. For the DFS slate today, it's very tiny kind of investments. I don't love today for betting. We'll get to Welsh's bets too. I always skip his bets now.
I knew that's what I was laughing about.
I always do that. Why do I always do this?
Third straight.
I just want to talk about so rare. That's my problem. Logan Webb at 10.6, Zach Eflin at 10.8. Same lineup, just one with one pitcher, one with the other pitcher. See which works better. Atlanta, Boston, Angels, Texas. That's where I'm looking for the offense today. Hunter Renfro's 2.8 coming back. Just had a kid. Well, he didn't. His wife did. I think he got some magic in the bat there. Casey Schmidt, 2.8. And Luis Ariz, Welsh's favorite, at 2.9. Welsh, what do you have on the betting side today?
All right. On the betting side, a couple plays that I'm throwing out there. I got Tommy Henry strikeouts under. It's actually a dangerous play because the Phillies strike out the most against lefties in all of baseball. But Tommy Henry is not the big strikeout guy, and I just don't trust him. I think he's going to get got today. I love Tampa Bay. I don't even know what this line has pushed up to. That when I caught it last night, Tampa Bay -1.5 was 140, and then within a 10-minute span, it moved up to 155. But I love Tampa Bay today. And I put together a little hits parlay, but what I did was a hate and a plus. I went with Brian De La Cruz hits under 1.5. That's what it was on DK. So I took the under 1.5 hits and the over 1 hit for Corbin Carroll. That got me even money. So under De La Cruz, over Carroll. Those are a couple of my plays today, Joe, before we talk about the home run board, which you are clearly going to take Adolis Garcia, or you're ridiculous if you don't.
I'm clearly taking Adolis Garcia today. So there you go. So Welsh, who are you taking?
I'm going to go with Josh Lowe. I'm going to go with Lowe on the lefty split matchup. I really kind of like all these Rays here, and maybe I'm picking on the A's too much, but I will go with Josh Lowe for my home run call today.
There's no such thing as picking on the A's too much. I don't think I don't think that exists at this point. They are historically bad. I feel bad for the guys. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
You're getting paid to play Major League Baseball, but still, like, that's just such a negative daily environment to be in. It sucks.
It's the most like movie Major League that is out there, I think. Like it's just, I
Kinda,
mean, they're
yeah.
not going to make the playoffs or anything like
Yeah,
that.
where's
But they
Lou
don't have
Brown?
a Ricky Vaughn though. They don't
Yeah.
have any. They have a Story Ruiz. That's
No, they've got no Ricky Vaughn. They've got no Tom Berenger, no Wesley Snipes, none of those guys. It's
Yeah.
just they got nothing.
Wesley
There's
Snipes
no
would help the
personality there.
A's. Wesley
Willie
Snipes
Mays
would help the
Hayes,
A's
little
right
Willie
now.
Mays
Yeah.
Hayes.
No, Wesley
bet,
Snipes.
yeah, just Wesley. I bet Wesley Snipes could get up there, and I think he could play a whole game for. He keeps himself in good shape. Berenger's too old now. You know,
I
I'd
wonder
love to see Charlie Sheen throw an inning.
I wonder if Wesley Snipes owes more in federal taxes than the payroll of the A's currently.
I think he settled all those debts. I think that's what happened.
I think he's in the new Expendables too. I saw you see Expendables 4 trailer released.
I have never seen any of the Expendables movies. Are they worth seeing?
I
mean, they look ridiculous.
I mean, do you like stupid action?
I do, but like it seems so stupid that I'm kind of like,
it's pretty stupid, but like Jason Statham, and I don't know. I think it's in the second
Jason
one.
Statham, one of our bald brothers and icons. Yes, big fan.
What's great is cameos. I think that movie is good for cameos when action star cameos pop in. And there's a couple in the first two that you're just like, yeah, let's go. But at the end of the day, it's like all your childhood heroes are like 65 and we're trying to justify that they're just, you know, they're pulling 25-year-olds and they're just blowing up half the world. And you're just like, all right.
Oh, you know what I did see this weekend though was Air, which was very good. If you haven't seen that, with Matt Damon and Ben Affleck playing Phil Knight, the real 30 for 30, I highly recommend watching too because Sonny Vaccaro was a character. I wish Matt Damon had tried to do a little bit more Sonny Vaccaro character in there, but it was very good. Bateman was good in it. Everybody was really good. Good story.
I saw your Renfield movie. I watched Renfield.
Oh, how was it? Was it good?
It's pretty good. It was pretty. I mean, Nick Cage is phenomenal.
All that Nick Cage talk at the end of the
it's not as good as you're gonna want it to be, though. Nick Cage is phenomenal.
My fear.
Everything else is kind of meh.
That's my fear. But don't worry. Don't fear anybody. We'll be back tomorrow again to do it all. Thanks for hanging out with us. Hope you had a good weekend. Back to work. All right. So get in there. Go set your lineups. Go set your rotations. Go invest in Annalise Garcia. And tomorrow we'll come back and make some more money. That'll do it for us. But the story of the game goes on. For the Welsh, I'm Joey P. We'll see you next time, kids.
Peace. Goodbye.